Azure DevOps. As we all know what is Azure DevOps, but I'm just giving you very quick few informations. So like it's help and it simplified the process of creating continuous integration and continuous deployment to a Azure pipeline. And it helps us either we can bring existence code and repository or we can create a simple application. Also, it help like when we commit and push our code from our local branch to remote branch, then it will automatically create a build and it will automatically deploy that build into different environments. It can deploy in multiple environment in the same time. So it's save a lot of time and it's provide the automation. So if you need more information, then I have here links which help you to provide more information about DevOps, Azure DevOps lifecycle. So let's move into tools, like which tools we need in our local machine. Uh, it's very simple because we need only SSMS, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio installed in our local machine, and we need Visual Studio in our machine. So if we use Visual Studio 2016 or 2017, then we need to use another tool, which is SSDT tool. We need to download that tool for SQL project buildup. But if we have a Visual Studio 2019, then we don't need to worry about any tool because when we install it, there is option comes data process data tools. So in that it will comes automatically. So this tool you need in your local machine. And then now we will see how we can create a DACPAC file. But before that, we seeing what is a DACPAC files. So DACPAC file is like a data tier application component packages. It simplifies the development, deployment, and management of your data tier elements. It, it is in form of the compressed zip folder, which hold the model of your database design in a XML format. Also, it stores the metadata information about your database, and it store both. It store the schema of your data and it store the records data records as well. So this is about a DACPACs. This is we really need it when we build and deploy our Azure SQL database. So now it's time to demo. So here we are going to see 4 different demos. So first one is DACPAC creation. So for that, let's go to SSMS here. So here, so you can do in various way. Either you can create your local database by just creating new database here, or you can connect your Azure SQL database in here in your SSMS, or you can upload, you can restore your database. You download back file from internet and you can restore it in here. So that 3 way you can do it. So once you have a database in your this SSMS, Azure Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, then it's very easy. So first, either you create manually or you upload it or you connect with Azure SQL, existing Azure SQL database. So once you have a database here ready, for example here, then you need to right click and you need to go to task and then you need to download or generate a extract data tier applications. So here it has everything. It has like schema, tables, stored procedure, views, triggers, whatever object available in your database. It generate a package for that, and it st store in particular location, but we can change location here, and we can say that let's store into here. Let's store into here. So it will store the movie DACPAC file. Okay, so it's very quick. So once it's generate a DACPAC file, then we can import that into Visual Studio and we create a Visual Studio solution. So this is the first demo, and here we have generated DACPAC file. And if you want to see it, then you can see that is generated here. So it's a zip folder and it contains the XML file about your schema and data. So now let's move into Visual Studio. So I already have created, but I will quickly show you if you want to see it, how you can do it. So this is Visual Studio 2019. You can use the earlier version as well. So then you can create a project. So here we are going to select a Azure, we're going to create a SQL project. So let's wait. Yeah. So you can see that SQL database project. So we just creating that database project. We giving suitable name and we will see where is our repo as well. So once we have all set correctly, then we can import our DACPAC file in this database solution. So basically what we're doing, we just creating database, all objects of database in our Visual Studio. We just importing them. So here you can see that this is my database and this is my solution. So I just at the moment is empty project. So I'm just importing it here, import a data to your application, which is a DACPAC, and I'm just importing the previously we have created, we just downloaded one, so which is in here, this one. So it's very simple. You just creating it and you just using it, and you can change this information if you like to change, and see how quick it will build. At the moment, I have only a data table, but here it can have a view, store procedure, triggers, permission related information, and any SQL objects. So this way you have created your database project in a Visual Studio. Once you have here ready, then you need to add that into your source control. And once you add it into source control, then you can create automatically create your build pipeline and release pipeline. So this way I have already created projects, so I don't need this one. So I'm just closing this and I will show you which I have already created. So this way I have created projects. So this is my SQL project which hold the SQL objects, and this is my ARM template project. So here I'm deploying Azure SQL Server, and I'm also deploying Azure SQL database on that, and I'm also deploying the firewall rules as well. So first I deploy this one, and then I will deploy my database tables or any objects. So here you can see that ARM templates. It's like Azure Resource Management, and it's a Azure Resource Group projects. So here you can see that it's very simple. I'm just saying that I'm going to create a SQL Server, and I'm adding required information, and I'm passing the login information as well. And here I am setting the firewall rule. You can do many things, like you can create auditing as well. So this is so specifically for creating firewall rule. Here I have IP address as well, but I have deliberately added this IP address so I can show you once you deploy it, you can manually add your firewall rule as well. So that is firewall rule, and this is the database. So this is my database, and I have choose a general purpose database, and it's a serverless database I have preferred because it's a demo. And I set few properties like auto post delay, because if it's not using, then it should be shut down, so I won't get charged for that. So these are the basic properties of that. And here you can see that I don't have at the moment any variables, but you can create variables as well. And these are the parameters. So I'm just using like server name, SQL database name, location, and username and password. So this is a database username, admin username and password. So these stuffs in my ARM templates. So let's see here. So that is my ARM template, which will deploy the Azure SQL Server and Azure database. And then here I'm going to deploy the other information like actual tables and view trigger, those kind of thing. So this is in my Visual Studio. So once I have ready and once I have pushed my repository into a remote repository repo, which we can see it in here, dev.azure.com. So this is the one. So uh, once we push and commit our code, it will comes into here. So you can see that I have created a variable and is ready, and I'm preferring default variables. So here you can see that you can rename as well. You can see your sorry here you building it, so it's building your whole solution and is picking the latest version. And I'm keeping this information as a by default one. I'm not setting anything, and by this way it will create variables for you. So these are the variables, and once it's built successfully, we need to copy it into a particular directory from from staging directory to default directory. Sorry, from let's see what from where to where. So yeah, you can see that from default directory to staging directory. And then here we are building our we are publishing our artifacts, build artifacts. So here you can change name. I just kept it as a default one. You can give proper name as well. And here we are using the Azure pipelines, but you can do file share method as well. So this way you create your build pipeline. So let's see, when we edit this one, you can see it automatically created value for you. It's like build configuration is a value release, then any CPU, and then you can see other information as well. And so those are variable. And now if you want to do manually or automatically, if you want to do automatically, then you need to come into trigger and you need to enable this one. enable continuous integration. And here you can filter as well. You can filter based on including or excluding a particular branch. So I have just added including this branch. So whenever anything change, whenever I push and commit a code into this particular branch, this bill will trigger automatically. So that is the setting for that. And then I just need to save and queue. So once I do save and queue, what do it will run a build pipeline. Here you can see that it has a specific version as well, and this is my branch. And you can add comment as well, but for time being I'm not adding that because we have very short time. So this way you see I have created my build pipeline and I have run my build pipeline. So once it's successfully run, you will see that what it generates. It will generate a artifacts in here. You will see that once it's finished execution, it will generate artifacts. Or you also can see that here which branch is included, and you also see that what changes in that branch as well in here. Okay, so let's waiting because it's doing that. So this is a build pipeline. So you can do like, you can view a changes as well, how many changes is there, and you can add tags, or you can edit pipelines after you deploy, like build it, and you can delete as well. So this way we just need to wait for few. Yeah, it's done very quickly. So you can see that it published and generate a build artifacts, and you can see the one publish and one consumer, you can say that as well. And once you click there, you can see that here that this is my ARM template for Azure SQL Server, and this is my actual database, and it contains the DACPAC file for my database itself. So these are the two artifacts. These are the artifacts we are going to deploy into our release pipeline. So let's go to now release pipeline. So I already have created here earlier, but you can see here as well. Let's now move into release pipeline. So once you have a build ready, you can easily create your release pipeline. So first time when you come into here, you won't have this one. So you just need to create new release pipeline. So once you create new release pipeline, you can select empty one. And so this is a staging one, dev, test, SIT. So you need to give a suitable name. So I'm just giving dev, but you can give according to your name. So this way you give giving stage name, and here we need to point our artifacts, and these artifacts should be from our previous build. So we recently have created build pipeline. So you can see that this is my build pipeline, and this is my build. So this is my latest one, but I'm just choosing this one. So you can choose any one of them. So once you choose this one, so you said that latest version, you said which build artifact we need to use, and you giving you can change this as well. And once you add, that means this release pipeline have now access of that build result of your previous build pipeline. And here again, this is also once I want to continuously delivery as well. So once you have a build ready, at that time it will immediately trigger release pipeline. So for that I need to come here and I need to enable here, and I can add a filter based on a branch, and I'm saying that include this branch. So whenever this branch is built, whenever build trigger in this branch, please do release trigger as well after build trigger. And then I need to save here, so it will set. I can add comments as well. So this way it will create my release pipeline. I'm setting it, trigger I'm setting it automatically for trigger deployment purpose. And now I need to add here task. So I can add here task according to what I have in my build. So at the moment in my build, I have Azure SQL Server and Azure SQL Database. So that's why I need to add here two tasks. One is I need to use the Azure deployment. First of all, I need to use ARM template. Mm, It's Azure Resource Manager template. Uh, Generally, it will come here. Yeah, this one. sorry. So this way you just need to search it. By in that way you have here lot of templates available to use it and simplify it. And those are some of them from Microsoft itself and some of them by other third party tools as well, which available in Microsoft marketplace. So you can see that this one is by Microsoft corporation, so you just add it. So this is my resource management for my Azure resource group project. So here I'm deploying the ARM templates. So it's very simple. You just need to select. This is a very important thing, because when you select here in first time, here one button will come with ask to authorize it. So once you do authorization process done, then and then you can access here. So behind the scene it will generate a service principal. So that's the thing. So here you need to choose your resource group. So I'm using this resource group, and you need to choose your location, and it should be same where your resource group is available. And here I need now build. So in my build I have you can see that I have templates. So this is my templates, and then I need to choose my parameters, because I need to override parameters based on a different environments. And then I'm overwriting those parameters as well. So you can see these are the parameters coming here. At the moment I haven't used Key Vault, so that's why I have a hard coded one. But it can be this parameter can come from Key Vaults as well. So let's close this one. So this way once you do, then your and you need to save as well. So this way you will create your uh, release pipeline by adding the task according to what you have in your build. So I need one more task here, which is Azure SQL database deployment. So it's this one. So again, sorry, first one. Again, this one also Microsoft product, but you will find here a lot of other tools ready-made available, which is also available in Azure Marketplace to deploy your database or server. So you just need to add here, and this is very, very simple. You just need to select few properties like where you want to deploy, uh, and what you would like to give your server name, what you would like to give for your database name, and your login information, and a DACPAC. Those the thing you need. Let me add something randomly here, because we are in a delay already. So I'm just adding something randomly because I just want to save it. So this way, and you need to choose your DACPAC from your build pipeline, previous build. So my build is this one. So here I'm selecting my DACPAC file like this way. So once you select this one, it will compare your existing database object and this DACPAC file, and it generate a script file, and it will have only the changes if your existing database and your DACPAC file have some change, then it deploy, otherwise it don't do anything. So for example, you are creating a new file or you modifying existing file, then this will generate and compare what have what new changes, what modification, and based on that it will deploy into that particular environments. So you save this one, you add a comments as well. So this way you will create your release pipeline, and then you just need to run your release pipeline here, and then it will deploy into dev environment, test environment, and SIT environment. So this one we don't need it because I have already release pipeline here. So you can see that this way I have already created my release pipeline, and I have edit stage as well. So once you have a pipeline is ready, you can edit it here, and you can add more stage as well. Let me clone this very quickly. So this one is for UAT, for example. So this is my UAT one, and task is already copied here. So I don't need to worry about that because I haven't hard coded anything for a particular environment. I have all variables here. You can see that here. So only I need to change is a variable, because you can see that in a release as well, you have these variables. So these variables, uh, let me, because here is a scope. I'm not sure you're able to see it or not. Yeah, here is a scope. So I have this is for release scope. So database name is the same, but server name are different based on a environments. So let's give a server name here, uh, UAT. So this is my server for UAT, and its scope is UAT. Okay. So let's save it. You can add comments every time. That's the best practice, but I'm just skipping it because we are very late as well. We delayed. So this way you will create variables. And you noticed that I don't have a variable for a login, username, and password, because those are coming from key vaults. So for that, let me show you key vaults. So these are the key vaults, especially not those. These two are login in user and password. So I have stored my username and password into key vaults, and those secrets I'm using during my DevOps release pipeline. So let's go to here, and you will see that I don't have a variable here. Despite that, I can use variable in my task. So if you see here, I think I'm using variable login information here. See, these are the variables, but actually it's not variable in a variable in here, but actually it is a key vault which I have used in variable group. I have linked key vaults, so I'm directly getting that one is from key vault secrets without creating explicit variable. And so that is one thing. And same thing I'm using in here as well. Um, Yeah, here also I'm using information, login user and password, but this is not variable in here. Actually, it's a variable using the variable group via key vaults. And you can edit as well here. You can add new or delete or whatever you think that new parameters needed, which you already have in your template parameter. So that way you can do that. I would like to show you how you can link your key vaults. So for that, uh, you see that I already have linked my key vaults here yesterday, 16 hours ago, and you can see that here I have all secrets which I have available in here. However, I can delete them if I don't need it, but I just kept as it is. But I'm only interested into login user and password. So these are the two variables which I have in a library, in a variable group. And I can treat and I can use them as the same as how I can use my variables. So this is key vault. And if you are new and you're doing first time, then what you need to do, you need to manage. There is a manage will come. So you need to manage your key vaults. Sorry, not this one. So you need to manage first, and then in manage you will select your key vaults, and then you need to link that one. So by linking that, you will see you will get it here. You directly accessing your secret in here without doing any hard work. But first of all, you need a permission, because anyone cannot link these keywords here. So you need admin level permission to link the keywords in your Azure Devops library and variable groups. So this is the keywords. Let's see here. I think I was adding one. Is it window is open? I'm just adding new stage somewhere. I think this is the one. Okay. Let's unless I forget to save it. Yeah, it's look like that. Let's edit it. Not a CI pipeline, but a release pipeline. So let's edit this one. Yeah, I already have added here, and I already have task as well, two tasks, and I already created variables for database server name only difference. So this way I don't need to worry. It's create very quickly, and you just create release. Before release, let me show you in my resource group that this is my resource group, and you can see that my resource group have a total 7 resources, and here I do not have Azure server or Azure database, But when I click here, release, it will deploy into different environments. And I have used the same resource group, but you can have a different resource group according to dev, test, SIT, or UAT, and it will deploy into different resource group. So let's create release. So this way it will deploy into different environments, and you will see here green lines as well. You can check log as well, and you can cancel your deployment as well. So it will take some time. So while that, this is our release pipeline. Let me go back to slide and we will come back later on there. So we have seen DACPAC demo, we've seen Visual Studio solution, we have seen build pipeline demo, and we also have seen a release pipeline demo. So I think next we conclude this session. So earlier we have seen that DACPAC, how we can create DACPAC file using the SSMS. Then we have imported that SSMS file and we have created a Visual Studio solution for deployment, and we committed and we push repo into remote repository. Then we have seen that fully automated process of build pipeline by enabling trigger. And then we applied and created a release pipeline. And here also we set a trigger button. So it will automatically trigger. And then we this step I'm just ran, so we are running this step, so it will deploy your Azure server and Azure database into different environments for dev, test, SIT. But you can have many environments: dev, test, SIT, UAT, live, or pre-prod, and it do very quickly for you, and you don't need to worry about anything else once you set up after that. And we also have used Azure Key Vaults in a CICD pipeline as well for username and password. So let's see now what happened in our release. I think it's still deploying it. So let's see, you can check log as well here. So you can see that even though I don't have a task for key vaults, but you can see that it downloading secrets, and see it's success as well. And it will, you will see other steps is like it see a drop. I have artifacts as well in there, and you will see it's now deploying the actual resources. And here you can see more information step by step, but it takes some times. So let's refresh it. Yes, still doing it. But end of this step, what it will do, it will deploy the Azure SQL Server and database in my resource group, which is this one, because earlier we have a 7 resources. But if I refresh, we have now 8 resources, because now we have deployed our SQL Server. You can see SQL Server we have deployed here. And so at the moment, I don't think we have, it's deployed a database as well. And it's available as well. So I haven't set firewall rule. So if I do here query, then it will fail unless, yeah, it's set firewall rule is need to access. So for that here, we just need to set firewall rule. We can do it by server level or we can do it by client level, yeah, database level, sorry. So here I'm adding my client ID, and I'm let's discard it because I did it 2 times, and I'm just saving it. So now I have added firewall rule. I have added the client IP address, which should allow the permission. So now if I go to in here, you can see that now I have a access here, and this is login information, and it will allow me to create table, access table, like that. So with that, um, I think I would like to thank you for attending this session, and I would like to thank you for our sponsor and organizer team for allowing me to present this session. And now I'm open with a Q&A.
Thank you, Alpa, and sorry for the technical issue that occurred. And
No worries.
wow, and actually now we haven't any question for your session, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, and sorry another time for the technical issue.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.